Hello everyone, I am Gaganpreet from Mechanical Department. Today I am going to explain one of the topic of linear programming, that is simplex method. Linear programming, first of all I just want to tell you about something about linear programming. Linear programming is a method which is used in various industries for planning, for scheduling and other purposes. Today's industrial environment is awesome because of that. And simplex method is one of the technique of linear programming in which in each step we get an improvement in the solution. Now I have a problem over here which is maximize z is equal to 60x1 plus 50x2, where x1 and x2 are it can be any variable. Maximization problem, it is basically a maximization problem. Maximization problem is used for increasing the production as well as the profit of the company. So this problem may be concerned with any of the both which I have explained before. So it is subject to constraints x1 plus 2x2 should be less than and equal to 40 and 3x1 plus 2x2 should be less than and equal to 60. Last one is x1 and x2 should be greater than and equal to 0. Which means that in any case it should be non-negative. When we are going to negative, then we cannot solve any simplex problem. I have written some steps, basic steps for solving the simplex method. Here, because it is a maximization problem, there are few steps which we should keep in our mind. First step is this: we have to remove the inequality sign. Here we can see that x1 plus 2x2 is less than and equal to 40. So what we will do to remove the inequality? We will add a slack variable to it. Slack variable is used to equalize the LHS is equal to RHS. When we have a greater than sign, we use surplus variables. There are other methods for solving surplus variable like Big M and two-phase methods. But today we are going for only inequality which is lower. So we have to add the slack variables. Here we can see that S1 and S2 are the slack variables. By adding, and these are added to the constraints only, so we can remove the inequality. x1 plus 2x2 plus s1 is equal to 40. 3x1 plus 2x2 plus s2 is equal to 60. For example, when we have 2 plus dash is equal to 5. To remove this, to fill up this, we add a 3. So here we add some surplus variable over here, that is s1 and s2. Now second step is to check the basic feasibility of non-negativity. You have to put x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 0 in constraints. After putting this value, we have, for example, if we here put x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 0, we have s1 is equal to 40, and in second constraint, if we put x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 0, we have s2 is equal to 60. So it satisfies our non-negativity condition, which is most important while solving simplex problem. Now we have to make a new objective function. Since it is a maximization function, there are different set of rules for it that I have told you earlier. Maximize z is equal to, we can see here 60x1 plus 50x2. Now we have two extra variables that are our slack variables, that is s1 and s2. We have to introduce these variables in the objective functions. Here 60x1 plus 50x2 plus, since we don't have any slack variable in objective function, so we will give 0 to it, 0 S1 plus 0 S2. This will be our new objective function. Now next step is to solve these equations. To solve these equations, we have to make a iterative table. Iterative table consists of following variables. Cj is known as coefficient of objective function. Here we can see that what are the coefficients of objective function? 60, 50, 0, 0. Below that we will have x1, because x1 has a coefficient 60 in our objective function. x2 has a coefficient as 50 in objective function, s1 0, s2 0. So here we will write down the coefficients of objective function in Cj line. Now basic variables. Basic variables are our slack variables, S1 and S2. Cb is the coefficient of basic variable in objective function. Here we can see that S1 has a coefficient 0 in objective function and S2 has a coefficient 0 in objective function. So we will write down in this column 0 and 0. Now we have to make two matrices over here. First one is body matrix and second one is our unity matrix. What is body matrix? Body matrix is this one and this is our unity matrix. How we will prepare that? It will be prepared with the help of our constraints. As you can see that the coefficients of our first constraint is 1. Here we will put x1 is 1. x2 has coefficient 2. We will write down 2 in front of x2 and s1 is 1. Here we will have 1 and s2 is absent in our first constraint, then its coefficient will be 0. Now what is b? B is our constants which are in objective function. In constraints. In first constraint we have 40. B is our, for first constraint it is 40. Similarly, we will do this for our second constraint. For example, x1 is here over, you can see that 3, x2 is 2, you can see that x3, we don't have x3, s1 is absent over here, so we will put 0 for that, and s2 has a coefficient of 1. Here we can see that value of b for second constraint is 60. Now what we have to do? We will find out which column has a scope of improvement. For that we have to find out the value of Zj and Cj minus Zj. This is Zj. What is Zj? Zj is sigma Zj is xi summation of xi Cb. How we will find out value of Zj? First we will see for the first column it is x1 1 into For x1, 1 into 0 plus 3 into 0, that will be equal to 0. Here we have Zj has a value of 0. Similarly, we will do this for our column 2. Column 2 has 2 into 0 plus 2 into 0. That is definitely 0 since it is multiplied by 0. Now our identity matrix, 1 into 0, 0 into 0. For all these columns, we will find out the value of sigma Zj. Now, Cj minus Zj. Since this is the value of Cj, 60 minus 60, 0 is 60. 50 minus 0 is 50. 0 minus 0 is 0 and 0 minus 0 is 0. Now the column which gives us the maximum number has a scope of improvement. So we will go for that column. Here 60 is the maximum number. This is our key column. This is known as key column. Now we have to find out key row. Key row, for key row what we have to do, we have to find out the ratio of B with respect to the values of key column. How we will do that? 40 divided by 1, this is 1. 40 divided by 1. 60 divided by 3. So, the value which comes out to be minimum will give us the key row. Here 20 is the minimum value. Here 20 is the minimum value. So, this 3 is our key number. The key column gives us the entering variable and the key row gives us the leaving variable. Here entering variable is x1 and the leaving variable is s2. Now what we have to do, I have told you earlier, our whole problem is divided into two parts, that is our body matrix and identity matrix. We will convert our body matrix into identity matrix and our identity matrix will definitely be converted into body matrix. So you can see that here we have 3 as our key number. 3 is our key number. The rule 1 is we have to make this key number 1. For example, this is our 3 is our key number. We will divide this row with 3. So, divide I will name this one as R1 and this row as R2. Divide R2 by 3. Now you can see that over here in next iteration, after division we have divided it by 3. 3 by 3 is 1, 2 by 3, 0 by 3 is 0, 1 by 3 we have write it over here, 60 by 3 is 20, 60 by 3 is 20. Next is, this is our key number. Above or below any key number, since I have told you we have to convert into identity matrix, so above the key number or below the key number, you have to make it 0. For making it 0, you have to do some row operations. Like, for example, you have to make, this one is 0, you have to make row 1, 1, 0. So, we will have a key operation like R2 using the key row. You can only do operation by using the row key row. So this is R2 and this one will be used. New R1 minus R2. The row on which you have to do the operation will be written first, and the row which one you have done the operation will be your second row. So R1 minus R2 new. This will be the operation. You have to make a rough space for it. Now what is R1? R1 is 1, 2, 1, 0, 40. Next, new R2. What is new R2? That is our 1, 2 by 3, 0, 1 by 3, 20. You have to subtract it, and this will be our R1 new. R1 1 minus 1 is 0, and this is our 4 by 3, 1 minus 1 by 3, and this is 20. Now we have to write all these new row 1 and new R2 over here. You can see that 0, 4 by 3, 1 minus 1 by 3, and this is 20. New R2 row is 1, 2 by 3, 0, 1 by 3, as we have divided our R2 row with 3. Now, in this second iteration, we have a new body. And I have told you earlier, key columns gives us our entering variable and key row gives us our leaving variable. Here we can see that S2 is being replaced by X1. S2 is being replaced by S1. So what is the coefficient of X1 in objective function? It is 60. So I have wrote here 60. Similarly, we will do that iteration. We have to find out Zj, we have to find out Cj minus Zj. Similarly, we have done this operation, and after doing this, we have Cj minus Zj is equal to 0, 10, 0, minus 20. Now you can see that there is a negative sign. So that means we are going near the solution. It is not the solution. Whenever in maximization problem, whenever Cj minus Zj is equal to, it is either 0 or negative, then we stop the solution. Then we stop the iteration. Here we can see that Cj minus Zj, we have still one. We have still one positive number here. That is 10. That will become our key column, and here by using these the numbers of key column, we will find out the ratio, that is B divided by 4, that is 20 divided by 4 by 3, 20 divided by 2 by 3. Now the smaller number, the smaller ratio will be taken, and the smaller ratio is this one. This gives us the key row. This is our key number. So same process will be followed. We have to make it 1, and below this it will be 0. So we have to do the row operations for converting our key number into 1 and below and above key number to 0. For here we can see that we will have, for example, we have to convert it, this row 1, this key number 1. So we will divide or multiply. You can either divide or multiply. This is a second iteration. We have rough space for that. It will actually, if you don't have any rough space, so there will be small problem of minus and plus and the whole sum goes wrong. That's why you have to make a rough space for that. So this is our key number. We have to convert it into 1. So what we will do, we will multiply R1 into 3 by 4. Because it is 4 by 3. So we will multiply by 3 by 4. So it will become 1. Whole row will be multiplied by 3 by 4. And the new row will come out to be 0, 1, 3 by 4, minus 1 by 4 and 15. Next, we have to make this number as 0. Because you can see it is becoming identity matrix over here. 0, 1 and 1 and this will be 0. So which type of operation we will be using? Second operation will be R2 minus 2 by 3 R1 new. We will use the R1 new row for making that conversion. Okay. So like we have done above, we will do this here also. So 2 by 3 R1 new. Then the R2 will come out to be, this is R1 new and this is R2 new. The R2 will come out to be 1, 0, minus 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 10. Over here we can see that this column gives us the entering variable which is x2 and the row gives us our leaving variable which is s1. So now you can see that s1 is replaced by x2. x2 is equal to 50 and x1 is equal to 60. That is same. We have 0, 1, 1, 0, our identity matrix. This one our body matrix. Now we will find out the value of Zj and Cj minus Zj. To confirm that our solution is over, we have to do this final step. This final step, same formula, 0 into 50 plus 1 into 60 is equal to 60. 1 into 50 plus 0 into 60 is 50. Similarly, we will find out Zj and then Cj minus Zj. Now this is our final step which will tell us whether we have found out the optimal solution or not. You can see that Cj minus Zj, in Cj minus Zj all the numbers are negative. For maximization problem, if all the Cj minus Zj numbers are 0 or negative, we have to stop the iteration. There is no scope of improvement and there is no scope of any optimization. For minimization problem like this, if it is a minimization problem, until and unless when we have Cj minus Zj 0 or positive, then we will stop the solution. For Cj minus Zj, now we have stopped the solution. Now what is the value of x1 and x2 variable? That is the most optimized value. That is, for answer, here we can see that x2 is equal to 15, that is our value of b. x2 is equal to 15 and x1 is equal to 10. Now put these values in objective function, either this or this. There is no problem, but it's better we will take the new objective function. So here you can see 60 into 10 plus 50 into 15 plus 0 plus 0. So maximization Z
is equal to, that is 600 plus 750, that is equal to, answer is 1350.
This is the optimum value of Z, and x1 and x2 are the variables which we have found out with the help of near about 3 iterations, and this is the most optimal solution. Hope you will understand the simplex problem. Thank you.